Microphone muted.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Steve Swain Batty Overwatch League. Coming at you with Winstoni Baloney versus VAG. I'm HS0, joined here by Albino Joe. Joe, how are
What?
you?
Doing fucking great, man. These are two pretty badass teams, especially when very aggressive Genji can actually field their roster. And well, minus this think twice heading out for a little bit. I don't know what's up with that, but looks like for the first time in a couple weeks they're doing it.
Yeah, I believe on this losing streak they're on, so they've lost 9 straight maps. There's 3 straight 0 in 3 weeks. 2 of those 3 weeks they've had various sub situations, and then there was just a straight 0-3 week versus versus Wangjing. So this feels like a really huge week for VAG. They're suddenly in like the playoff picture instead of securely in the playoff. They're only 2 maps ahead of Lennyface, and I mean when you lose 9 straight maps, that's gonna get in your head. If they have another bad night tonight, like this could be the back-breaking season-ending week for them.
Yeah, and I mean I could see that, but Winstoni Baloney is also kind of king of the castle right now. I shouldn't say king of the castle, but they're one of the top teams, and very aggressive Genji has somehow fallen very rapidly from one of the top teams to middle of the pack with that losing streak. So I think it's a very important that they at least get one win out of this. 2 wins would be amazing. Maybe with this roster and they can clear 3. I don't know.
I mean, I can't ever count out Chromatic and Josh Danko. I've seen these guys, even in this season, just have weeks where they're both going off, and when that happens, winning any map is not going to be out of the question for them. But we have not seen them going off together in a while now.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks, and it's really hard for that, especially if Josh Danko is planning on playing Pharah for some of these maps. It's going to be really hard for him to stay in the skies with a 30 watching him in the air, and Chromatic on the Zarya or Genji. I haven't seen him on that in quite some time, at least consistently. But maybe Genji might be a solid pick for him. We don't know. Don't know. Is there a Winston player on Winstoni?
They run it occasionally, but not super often.
Yeah, I think ever since Roadhog's been neutered, Treemeister's been picking up that off tank position with different tanks. I think he's played Diva. I think he's played Winston. I don't think I've seen him play anything else other than those 2 tanks, if I'm correct. I might be wrong, but yeah, if you have a novice tank such as Treemeister with 1 star and levels going against scary Chromatic Genji, that I don't know. I mean, the rest of the team can probably pick up the slack for it, but that.
Yeah, but fortunately for Winstone, I mean, we do know Jim can run the Winston, even though he hasn't played it a ton in the BOL. It is the kind of thing where, if Chromatic's going off on Genji, I wouldn't be surprised to see Jim switch.
Oh, true. Very true. Let's talk about bans here. What are we seeing? Looks like a lot of payload maps are getting banned. Some assault maps as well from both teams. A little all over the place. I mean, we have Hollywood as a hybrid, Dorado as a regular payload, Volskaya as a assault, and Ilios as a CP. So we have like one of everything.
All right.
Oh wait,
and
never mind.
Bans all done. We are going to Nepal.
Yeah,
that's all right. I feel like Winstoni plays a lot of Nepal.
Oh yeah. I think I've heard 30 talk about this map a little bit, and it's got everything. You got an open skies map, then you have a nice little nook and cranny map, and then you have like a solid hold map in the village. So it's kind of all over the place. So it's an all-around skill map, and I think 30 thrives on that. He doesn't like. Well, I mean, he likes his gimmicks and stuff like that, I'm sure, but when it comes to pure skill, this is one of the CPs that you want to pick. Rolling out here, it looks like Winstoni is picking a pretty normal comp they normally pick. Avalite always playing on that Pharah, Scotch always on that Mercy, Treemeister playing Diva this time around. With 30 on Soldier as normal. No Winston, Jim will be playing, or no Reinhardt, sorry, Jim will be playing Winston, Wily Coyote on the Lucio. Pretty standard. Whereas very aggressive Genji is fairly mimicked. With Think Tice on Reaper, where I'm sure he plays Soldier normally. Chromatic on Soldier, where he might play a tank or Genji. See where this goes.
Yeah, that's the chromatic on the Soldier is the one thing that's a little out of the normal for these guys, with Think Twice usually being the dedicated Soldier player. So we'll see how that goes. So that forces Think Twice onto the Reaper as both these teams meeting up on the high ground at the start here. A lot of splash damage going out, but no immediate kills. As Think Twice is sitting up pretty deep on a flank, and he gets the first pick of the fight. As he just got a running full Reaper mode in the middle of the enemy team, but somehow only gets one kill out of that. As 30's just kind of picking everyone off here. These teams are pushing out of the forward. This is looking good for Winstoni.
Yeah, 30's just clicking heads here. A lot of people are just dying to him firing at them, and it's no fighting. Treemeister having to go back to cap the point, and does a good job
really
there.
nice thing being forced here. They're not letting Josh take a run. Maybe you don't see this if you don't watch much professional Overwatch, but the form of circle of bodies around the man and kill him as late as possible. That's going to buy a lot of extra time there. Typical 30 strat.
That was great. Coyote killing him with the Lucio boop. Don't know if that was preemptive. They could have waited maybe an extra second, but yeah, great job on their stall tactic there.
I see a nice high ground setup coming here out of Winstoni. They could be giving up a bit of pressure on the point here.
Yeah, Thor trying to open up that fight by just getting on point, but yeah, big ult going down here. Not many people dying Scotch with the
Nice
res. Good Lucio shield. A lot of kind of skirmish fighting here. I mean,
Yeah,
we got 30 on the side here.
Yeah, Jim created a lot of pressure with that Winston ult when that fight was starting to look bad for Winstoni, and that kind of reset things, let them get their bearings straight, use that ult advantage they had, and just methodically get those dudes the hell off their point.
Yeah, and it seems like there's a lot of very staggered fights here. You know, Thor right now going in, trying to get on point right away, making that foothold so that they can get on with a kill on Treemeister right away, who's out of the Diva mech. Jim going down very quickly to Think Twice's Reaper ult there, and a very clean cap on very aggressive Genji. And yeah, now they just kind of assert their dominance a little bit, pushing a little bit forward.
Yeah, so we'll see what they can do here with the holds. On 3 ults currently are Winstoni. 3 ults are VAG. 2 ults Winstoni, with very close on that Scotch res.
And that res is going to be very important. Both Mercy's having it, and it looks like the Diva ult's going to go down in the middle of it from Treemeister. Jim making some space for Winstoni here, but Thor getting in back of him as well. Treemeister back out of the mech. The Zenyatta from your pen dry using the Transcendence, being able to make sure everyone's alive that's on point. And Tactical Visor goes down, but it doesn't look like it's killing anyone. Chromatic does get 30 at the end there, and it looks like Winstoni does have numbers. Winstoni does not have numbers. I'm sorry, very aggressive Genji has numbers, and they're able to hold this point very easily.
Yep. Yeah, and they didn't. I mean, they blew all their ults, but so did Winstoni. VAG should be in a better place going into this next fight as well. They're going to have the Graviton and the Resurrect available. Just the Rocket Barrage, with only a monkey close for Winstoni as they're all going for the high push here.
Yeah, and they're taking their time with this right now, trying to find a pick. I'm sure.
Ooh, Crystallize does go down fast though. Both Mercies go down right away. As the Graviton goes down, does not get anybody but Jim.
Just walks away, marches himself on out of there, and it looks like a couple other people are dying in different portions of the map. A lot of skirmishes going on. It's hard to keep track of everything that's happening. And the Jim going down.
Not fighting this all too close to the point. His 30's dropping the attack visor. This could be the big one to watch, as he's just trying to chuck as many bullets as he can into that point. Looking for the pick onto Crystallize. They're gonna not find him, but they do find enough here to cap this points.
Yeah, and Winstoni now holding the point, and very aggressive Genji is going to have to regroup very quickly here. Looks like they have one more solid push left after those picks on Chromatic and Crystallize. They got to get their act together. It's one last push for the win.
Yeah, there are a A lot of ults available, though, for very aggressive Genji here, so they have a chance to make this work. But there are a lot of ults available for Winstoni Bologna as well, as ults are coming off right as this fight breaks out. As the Transcend is going to be popped from both Zenyatta's at this fight, but they're not going to get the same on the thing twice here. As Avalanche's looking for a Rocket Barrage on the backside, he gets a kill. This is looking good for Winstoni, 3-0 so far. Watch for Scotch if he can find a big res. I don't know how far out he is. It's looking like he was not close enough to that point to make a play with that res, so that is going to be map 1-1 by Winstoni Bologna.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was very, that went back and forth a little bit. Again, with all those skirmish fights on Village, you're trying to hold that little point underneath, and anyone can attack from 1 of 4 different angles just onto the point. And that's what made it went back and forth, I guess. Go Winstoni!
Whoa. We're casters, dude. We can't be biased.
Alright. Very aggressive Genji. I want to see game 5. Very aggressive Genji's got to take this home. So we got... What is this? The Shrine? What's this map called?
Yeah, we'll go with the Shrine.
Alright, the Shrine.
Elephant Butt.
So the Elephant Butt is kind of a sky map for the fairs here. So it's kind of strange to see Evolite on the Genji. And also no Pharah on the other team as well.
Evolite on the Genji. That is a drastic departure here from Winstoni Bologna. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah, very unique picks here. Normal fighting going on the point. Looks like Thor's getting picked off, I think twice next. Evolite going down to Josh Danko, who's playing the Zarya here. Getting all sorts of energy from Treemeister shooting him right now. And it looks like Winstoni is going to convincingly take this point, but not actually take it. They're just gonna...
yeah, they're gonna get these kills. They know the point's gonna get kept eventually, I guess. Maybe not how I'd play this one out, but...
And it looks like they're giving enough time for very aggressive Genji to rally just a little bit and possibly fight it, but fight it very poorly. Thor going down again. Second death of this match so far.
Maybe that was a long bait. They wanted to bait VAG into jumping in and taking a bad fight so they can get more ult charge. Next level, dude.
Sure.
You're sitting here playing Overwatch. 30's playing 4D chess.
I mean, whatever makes you sleep at night. I don't know, man, but they cap it either way. A little bit of a stagger and very aggressive Genji. Thor trying to get that foothold again, jumping in with the ult going down from God knows who. But not really getting anyone with it except for Wile E. Coyote. I should say Chromatic was the one who ulted. And it looks like a lot of people are going down on Winstoni, but the res from Scotch being able to pick up Wile E. Coyote and Jim, Transcendence, making sure everyone else lives. And it looks like Winstoni's doing a good job holding this. But the Graviton from Josh Danko is going to neuter the fucking balls of Winstoni Bologna. The gorilla is no longer hunched. You do not have that heavy balls, but somehow Jim trying to hold as long as he can, doing a good job of it, but that discard, he's going to be down. Treemeister, oh my god, coming in, keeping the timer going for him. I think total from the push between the two tanks, even though they were staggered, gave him about 10 extra %.
Yeah. Maybe worth, maybe not. Time will tell. But a nice retake coming out of VAG there. We now see Winstoni going in for the underbelly of the map here. He gets smoked out a bit though. There's a nice pincer coming out of VAG.
Oh, with the Treemeister self-destruct going first, getting Josh Danko and Thor, but the res coming from Crystallize making it not matter whatsoever, and a little bit of fighting going on the left side here. Between a Monkey and Chromatic, another res from Scotch picking up a lot of people. Looks like there's 2 fights going down here. 30 dominating Chromatic there, but somehow your pen dry picking up 30. A lot of deaths happening here. Only Scotch and Jim up on Winstoni right now. Let's see if they can handle this point, but Scotch going down to Thor. Thor chasing, doing the good thing, and picking up Jim. So now they are staggered just a little bit, but very aggressive Genji holds his point pretty convincingly in that fight.
Once again, looking in a really good spot in their ult economy. They're sitting on 3, about to be 4, to just 30's tack buys are available here. And Winstoni doesn't have a whole lot of time to play with here either. You know, this could be the last fight. They're going to be in that really awkward 1.5 fight window with their time remaining.
Yeah, Treemeister, fight opening with Treemeister getting out of the mech and your pen dry dying to Evolite here. Mad Monkey coming out of Thor, and it looks like he's going to fall pretty quickly here. Not quickly enough to actually die, but his health bar gets erased very quickly. Another ult going down from the Chromatic here, not really picking up anyone, but applying a little bit of pressure. A lot of ults on
it buys a lot of time, though, which might have been worth. This is going to be the last fight. A big Graviton coming out of Danko, but they don't pop any bullets into there, and somehow it's Winstoni with the retake.
That was very strange. That was an amazing Graviton, but no follow-up from anyone on Very Aggressive Genji. It looked like they were too scattered to do anything about it.
Yeah, and now it's Winstoni Baloney with the huge advantage on their ult economy, sitting on 4.
Yeah, and with this timer going down, it looks like there's only one more push coming from Very Aggressive Genji. They might be able to do a little bit of a stall at the end here. Take the play back, play Swift.
Ooh, Transcend's going to do a nice job of neutralizing that ult out of Evelite. Really good play from Pendry there.
Never die.
Scott's going to have to go for the solo res to make sure he's not solo healing in this last fight, but Wily Coyote pops up and dies immediately, and this is looking like it's going to be a cap and a map win out of Very Aggressive Genji.
Wow. Second map, both teams at 99% again, and just again a lot of very skirmishy fights. There's no front line, there's no hard 6v6s really. It's just very, you know, all over the place with not many hard focus targets.
Clown Fiesta.
That's how I like my games.
All that stuff they pumped into me has to be
coming at you.
Yeah, that's just wild. And you know this. All right, so hang on. What's this one called? Is this one called Temple?
Maybe.
We'll call this one Temple. All right, so on Temple here, we got a lot of Sky going on. We got a lot of boop action. It looks like only Very Aggressive Genji is going to run that Lucio. I'm curious to see if Winstoni will think of running that later in the game. But it looks like Very Aggressive Genji is going to take the left side, or not the left side, the high ground, and they're going to fall right away with Thor being the first victim. Danko going down very quickly here as well to 30, and very convincingly yet again, Winstoni is able to just dominate and take the point right away.
Yeah, super clean first fight there out of Winstoni. And they're not going to wait to cap the point this map.
No 4D chess anymore? What the fuck? 30 and Jim. What the fuck are you doing?
2D chess is so boring.
Well, it looks like Very Aggressive Genji is going to try and group on the side here towards the high ground with Thor jumping in. Dying immediately.
That was like the most stereotypical, you're in a game of comp, that's what your teammates, Winstons, are always doing, kind of jump.
Yeah, and it looks like Winstoni's trying to push their advantage, but they went 1-for-1 with Wily Coyote.
Yeah, VAG is still doing some really weird contesting. They have a lot of people coming from angles. We have Big Toy Swing, we had Crystallize jumping in to try to bail out Danko. I don't know what is going through the Very Aggressive Genji heads right now, but they're just giving up a bunch of ult charge and a bunch of extra time for free here.
Yeah, not a very clean push at all. With I believe at one point Crystallize was in the middle of the point as a Mercy with no one around her. That's a very bad place to be as a healer. But they are able to regroup again at the start of this fight. With Jim dropping the hammer down, not really getting anyone, I don't think. I didn't see anyone fall to that, but Evelite's still going in with the Reaper ult and picking up a shit ton of kills there.
Yeah, very effective Beyblade coming out of VAG here as Thor gonna just go for the suicide there, try to make sure he can regroup for the last fight. But there are still a lot of ults available out of Very Aggressive Genji. They've got Tac, they've got the Res, and they are about to have the Diva Boom Boom.
A lot of good ults that they have to utilize. You know, Very Aggressive Genji. If Very Aggressive Genji keeps playing the way that they have been, they don't really have to change anything at all. But it looks like the ult is going out from 30, not necessarily picking up anyone. Thor making space for the rest of the team. The Lucio ult being dropped by Pendry. Now it looks like Chromatic's able to pick a couple, at least do a little bit of damage from the side there in the high ground, and self-destruct coming out of Treemeister, clearing the point but not killing anyone. Very aggressive Genji getting on point with the Think Twice ult, dropping Reaper everywhere, but the res from Scotch able to prolong this fight, keeping the point for Winstoni. A lot of fighting here. Looks like Evolite's going to be doing a lot of work on the Reaper, killing some people, and very aggressive Genji gets the point with only Evolite and Treemeister up at the very end here. Treemeister in a very compromising position. Little Diva running away. Tail between her legs. What a fight.
And somehow, VAG take the point.
And that was a clean push. That was very, very clean. Think Twice being on the point the whole entire time really helped him, doing that close quarters damage.
Thank you.
And somehow Think Twice dying to Evolate there, shotgun for shotgun. This is the time for Winstoni to get on point. They do. Jim with a 3-man fucking ult. Evolate clearing the area. A lot of people dying on very aggressive Genji. Chromatic falling as well with only Think Twice and your Pendry up. Pendry is going to not get there in time. Point goes to Winstoni.
Yeah, really nice hammer out of Jim to close things out there. They were playing around that hammer into Reaper combo very well. That whole Shrine Temple map.
Yeah, and I don't even... Did he actually knock everyone down in that first hammer down? Was that 4 people, or did he miss everyone?
I thought he knocked everyone down, but my camera was pretty far back, so... But from the way the Reaper ult chained into it, I had to have assumed he knocked everyone down.
Yeah, because I didn't see anyone fall. I don't know if that was a glitch or if I'm blind. I need glasses.
Maybe you just need glasses, man.
Fuck this. I'm taking out my contacts. I'm casting the rest of this shit blind. Let go. Moving on here, looks like we have Pendry getting off Lucio onto the Zen, and they are going very aggressive Genji, going low ground, taking the point right away, trying to get that ground with Winstoni on the high ground, dropping down. Little bit of this is a traditional 6v6 fight if I ever seen one. It's kind of a making space, Jim being able to walk forward and take the point for the team, and Winstoni's just picking people left and right. Very aggressive Genji with only 3 left. Think Twice dying, Pendry dying, and Chromatic. Last ditch effort, but buddy, you ain't capping that by yourself.
Yeah, easy push to start the map again for Winstoni Baloney. We've been looking pretty good on these opening pushes.
Yeah, and it's very convincingly too. Winstoni seems to be very strong at the very, very early fight. Strategy that 30 might be saying to them, who knows? But convincingly, every single map so far, they've been taking the point first.
The opening with the pick on the Pendry there, gonna turn this into a good-looking fight again for Winstoni. Although they do lose Treemeister not too deep into this fight either. We got a 5v5 going. So they're trying to buy flanks. Now the body's starting to drop a big 3-man res out of Scotch though, so this should be a good scenario for Winstoni.
Yeah, just bodies falling left and right to 30, just laying down that assault rifle, and it seems like they're just taking it, but it looks like they're kind of Winstoni pushes a little bit too far. 30 is getting a little overzealous, dying to Thor, and Thor getting massive amounts of picks. He got 2 picks, but at the cost of him dying with his ult, not being able to press Q in time, it seems.
Ooh, Jimbo with a nice hammer.
Oh, buddy.
But
no follow-up, however.
Yeah, maybe not as nice as I thought. There was no one there to follow up on it, so we've got the Diva ult dropped on the point. Should just buy some time here out of Treemeister, as he's going to go down before he can remake.
Great beat by Wile E. Coyote, keeping the point a little bit. It seems like numbers are fairly even, with Crystallize making numbers in their favor for very aggressive Genji. Great Goldstein from Josh Danko, and somehow, very successfully, very aggressive Genji has the point. And they're pushing hard. They're pushing for those picks. They get Jim and Scotch on the back end of that fight. And I don't know how that happened, but wow. Very aggressive Genji showing they can tussle. Jim coming in with the Reinhardt shield for Winstoni Baloney, trying to go left, but team says go right, and it looks like somehow Think Twice gets into the back line, able to pick up Scotch with a very important mercy kill there. No res on Winstoni, but doesn't matter. It looks like the rest of the team is just going to fall to very aggressive Genji.
My ultimate is charging.
A lot of beautiful play here from very aggressive Genji. It looks like Chromatic does get picked off by 30 though at the beginning of this fight. And he's going to have to run back very quick, or else Winstoni's going to take advantage of this man advantage.
Yeah, Winstoni going hard on that advantage. Jim with the kill right away. Now he's dropping the hammer. Put some damage on. That is 3 picks fast for Winstoni. As Chromatic trying to make the magic happen outside the point here, but he has a lot to do, and he's going to die before he can do any of it.
And boom goes the dynamite.
And that should be an easy recap and a win there. 3-1 on Nepal for Winstoni Baloney. Smooth as butter, man.
Smooth as butter.
So, play in the match. Gonna go over to Thor on the Winston.
Zap him
I
all.
guess, yeah, he's going for the bug zapper strat. Okay, you know, just fucking all the bugs come in there and they get zapped, man.
Yeah.
I guess we can settle for that.
Bug zapper, oh fucking P.
Poor Thor, I feel like he gave us enough jump offs and bad jumps in that game for bad plays of the week for next week. But at least he
wink.
got a real play of the game to go with it all.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and you know, Winstoni, you know, showing that prowess at the beginning of all those fights, I think that was the deciding factor. If they didn't cap the point at the start of most of those maps, I believe that could have gone to game 5. But moving on here, it looks like Winstoni's time to ban is now, and I'm sure they're thinking about it.
They're like,
I
do
don't
we
know.
ban the 4 2 CPs or do we ban 3 of them in Lijiang Tower? The fucking never-ending question.
I don't know. Li Zhang's a hard map, dude. It's
It
got
is,
a mind
man.
of its own.
You're like, they won't pick it, and then what if they do pick it? I hate when that happens.
Well, we will see. And it looks like, you know, something I kind of noticed in that, it looked like very aggressive Genji was switching it up. You know, at the start, we noticed they were switching it up with Chromatic on the Soldier, Think Twice not playing Soldier, and Josh Danko. What the fuck was he playing again? A tank? Was he playing a tank?
Yeah, he was Zarya
Yeah, that's right.
a
I'm
lot.
just so used to seeing Chromatic on that Zarya. It's just a very, very strange flip for them this week, and I wonder
Yeah.
what.
I mean, that, early in the
proposed that.
season, they were doing a lot of that. Before, like the first 3 weeks, they hadn't put Danko on the fair at all. He was exclusively a tank player, and so they've been kind of going back to that. I assume he is just very, very respectful of 30's hit scan, and he doesn't want to try playing Pharah into it.
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense.
It's looking like Winstoni, they're going to ban 3 of the 2 CP maps. We got Volskaya Hanamura, Lunar Colony, and then Dorado. So Anubis is open if VAG want to go with that game mode. Otherwise, they have pretty much their pick of other maps.
And I find it strange that they banned Dorado instead of the last Assault map, and they do pick Anubis.
So 30 must be feeling good about something going on this map.
They don't have a Symmetra player, and very aggressive Genji does, so that decides the map, just saying.
But sometimes that can be kind of a bait.
Yeah, it's true. Symmetra's garbage lately. You didn't hear that from me, though.
Joe the non-believer.
I don't know, man. I mean, like, this Winston meta dude just fucks Symmetra so hard, because he can just go wherever the fuck he wants, and if Chromatic pulls out the Genji, there's teleporter that's not going to be up very long. Just a lot of bad things going against Symmetra in this meta right now. But yeah, we'll see if that was actually a bait.
Entering the temple of Anubis.
Does it say what city this map's in, or does it just say
Egypt, dude.
It's just Egypt?
Anubis, Egypt.
The city of Egypt?
No, the city of Anubis in the country of Egypt.
There's no city name Anubis. Is there a city
Yeah,
named
there's-
Anubis?
It's Anubis Temple, dude. Where else would they put it?
Fuck if I know, dude. Is it on the Nile? Can you see the Nile River from here?
Look in the backline. You see the billboard. Welcome to Anubis.
What? I see like a sphinx. I don't fucking.
Yeah, dude. That's Egyptian for welcome to Anubis.
No, dude, it's a face on a.
Don't you speak Egyptian?
No, I speak English.
You
It's a face on a
fucking-
fucking statue.
You fucking stupid American white boy.
Oh god. I don't even know where Egypt is. Is that like somewhere in
It's
Europe?
in Egypt.
Like, is it somewhere in like? Is it by Japan?
No. That's
Is
the Far
it-
East. You're looking for the Middle East.
Wait a minute. Egypt's a city in Africa. I get it. Okay. We can move on. Everything makes sense now. So it looks like Pendry, I'm very aggressive Genji attacking, Pendry taking that Lucio again. Kind of being the only change. Thor getting off of the monkey onto the D.Va for this
Yeah,
fight, and
You have
Danko taking
Danko.
on the skies.
Yep. Danko going back to the fair. Don't blame them. They got to switch something up here. And then out of Winstoni, Avalite on the Junkrat, another fairly new pick with Scotch being the Symmetra player. 30 still playing that hit scan. So they are solo healing with the Symmetra, so we'll see how that goes. Ooh, Think Twice goes down real fast. As Danko gonna go down not too long after.
Great shots by 30 as expected. Very good charge by Jim here, just fucking up the Chromatic and Crystallize in the back on the Zarya Mercy. Very easy kills to pick up.
Yeah, I think Chromatic and Crystallize. They were in that building after they'd already lost two. I feel like maybe running away from the point would have been the smarter call there. But now what are they out for?
Aligning defense system.
A very aggressive Genji in a bad spot with Thor out of mech here on the D.Va. Now he's back in, so it looks like they might be able to start attacking again. Danko being very, very aggressive here on his Pharah, getting in their faces. And
Tossing out the wheel and gets Chromatic with it.
yeah, Chromatic, and looks like Thor's going to be out of mech and killed with Danko out of the sky. And it looks like now Winstoni can just pick up the spoils. Not a heck of a lot they can really do except for run right now. And it looks like the two healers are able to kind of get out. Think Twice dying to Evolite here. And somehow, very magically, the two healers are able to get out of there. Chromatic back in the front line watching them. Not really a lot of shields to give him space, but Thor switching to that Winston, very useful here. Dying immediately though when he jumps in. But Danko get picked out of the skies as well, but Scotch holding onto that teleporter, falling, which is a big advantage to very aggressive Genji, and they're going to have to go in soon if they want to take advantage of this. Unfortunately, they don't have numbers on them, but they do have spawn advantage, I believe. The Think Twice falling to 30, and not a lot can happen right now. Crystallize going down as well. Very staggered, our very aggressive Genji.
Yeah, looking real good here for Winstoni with all ults available, pretty much. As they drop the teleporter, 30's only 30% away from having every other ult available. And only going to be a fight or two left in this game.
Yeah, not much. They don't have much longer. A minute and a half, minute 20 seconds now, and counting. And very aggressive Genji is going to try the smaller room, something they haven't tried yet this map. But they are fucking getting wrecked with Josh Danko and Pendry and Thor falling to the Junkrat. Narrow corridors are not something you want to be in when you're facing Junkrat.
That is so rough. They had all ults available and they didn't have to pop a single one to wipe out half a very aggressive Genji there. It's going to take a miracle for very aggressive Genji to win this fight, but they do get Evolite to start things off.
Here comes the miracle.
The attack visor. A nice grab out of Chromatic. But Danko going up, looking for the rocket barrage, and gets shot down by the tactical visor. Now Jim dropping a big hammer on the survivors as the tire coming in just for good measure here. Gonna pick up Chromatic to tail off this fight.
Yeah, Thor's getting aggressive there in the Mad Monkey mode. Not much he can do though with no teammates behind him. All he can really do is run now. And he's getting the teleporter.
That's something, but we're only looking at 16 seconds remaining here. As Thor gets this teleporter, now he finally goes down, so this will be a 5v6, but with no telly if plays get made here by very aggressive Genji. As Josh Danko going in, looking for the rocket barrage, he picks off 30, he picks off Evelyn, he gets 3 there. Wily Coyote going down. This could be the fight they were looking for, but Treemeister with a really nice self-destruct, but immediately equalized by Crystallized. This is looking very good for very aggressive Genji.
Yeah, with each of the tanks falling now, Jim dying to Danko there, and Treemeister out of mech and killed. It looks like somehow a miracle has occurred, and very aggressive Dad is the point. What the fuck happened?
Yeah, I'm thinking in that second to last fight, there were maybe too many ults popped by Winstoni Baloney, thinking that they were not going to see a fight to come after it. And so they blow through all 5 of their ults when they could have maybe saved a few for the next fight. And that ends up giving them another 4 minutes to play here on Temple of Anubis, as Thor, not wasting any time, trying to ride this momentum and jumping straight onto the point. Beat gets dropped by VAG here, as they're not finding any picks, but they are throwing out a lot of damage. Now, Evelite goes down to set things off, and actually, this is looking very good. That's 2 picks and a debuff mech. This is a lot of picks for very aggressive Genji, actually. This is a team kill. They keep 5 on the point. I don't know if the Junkrat is going to be able to get on time, and he does not. And one fight going wrong, Winstoni Baloney give up both points in under a minute.
Score.
Oh my god.
Switching sides.
It looked so convincingly in favor of Winstoni until that overtime cap from very aggressive Genji, and that just made them that they fell apart like wet paper. What the fuck?
This was like, if you had to send a video to Blizzard, like, why you don't like 2CP, you could just send them this map.
Oh my god, and I mean that's the 2CP vibe, you know. If you make one mistake, they just stack on each other if the other team knows how to take advantage of them. And very aggressive Genji being able to do that, Thor initiating that fight on that second point was that was the winning push. Wow. And I mean, I'm just gonna say now, Thor's been showing up. I know his Winston has he's been having some jumps that haven't been the best per se, but when he does some initiations, he makes the foothold and he gives the team space, and they're able to get in on it. So, you know, I'm liking his Winston these games.
Yeah, it's very streaky, but when he's on a hot streak, he does have some very good fights he puts together, and he did exactly what his team needed to close that map out.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Oh yeah. And something really strange to note, Wily Coyote playing Sombra, I believe. Have we seen a Sombra at all?
Damage boost engaged.
Not
From
much. It's turned into a gigantic pick in the professional meta, but not something we've seen in the BOL garbage level. Yeah,
It's very strange to see a Sombra, but we'll see if it pays off if he's if the team's very confident. I can definitely see 30 all about the meta picks here, telling someone to practice that. Maybe Wily Coyote is the man. So we're going solo heal on the offensive here from Winstoni with only Scotch healing. I guess Wily Coyote could be seen also as a half-ass healer, who knows. Very aggressive Genji is being able to kind of hold the high ground, but not really. They're tucking tail and running, giving up that corridor very strangely to Winstoni, but 30 does get picked off. Josh Danko in the air firing rockets. Winstoni has to resort back into that little cubby hole, and they're getting picked off one by one here with Scotch and Evelyn going down.
Wily Coyote, though, on the Sombra does jump onto the point, trying to just, I don't know, sow the seeds of chaos here. I don't think he's going to be too long for this world, though, as he's got a long way to get out of here, and his team had kind of already fallen apart.
Yeah, very staggered. Winstoni has to gather themselves now. But ults already from Josh Danko and Crystallize, that they have them, I should say. And now a lot of people are dying on both
Fight.
teams. What is happening right now? It looks like picks on 2 people from each team here with the Ghost.
Nice Graviton coming out. Oh, but before the Rocket Barrage can get dropped, the EMP. Or maybe that wasn't what was going to happen, but regardless, got my Ferris mixed up. But the Graviton Surge is enough to wipe out Winstoni there.
Yeah, that was a great, you know, I shouldn't say a great EMP, but, you know, that's kind of a decent reaction to have, because when you're against a Zarya ult, being Graviton in one spot, you don't want your team, the other team to have all their abilities attacking you, so you might be able to live. But that was not the case there. Winstoni taking that cubby hole again, trying to get that high ground. Looks like they are able to get a couple picks, both teams having their DPS down, at least one DPS. Scotch with only a 2-man res.
There we go. Evelite looking for it on the back end. He finds 2 with the Rocket Barrage before going down. It's looking like this is going to finally be the push here out of VAG. We got Thor doing what he can to defend here, but I don't think it's going to be an option. We've got a lot of bodies for Winstoni on this point. And I think that's going to be a clean cap for them.
It's a very clean cap, and it looks like they're going to try and contest it with Josh Danko getting in the air, being hacked. He's not going to be able to jump anywhere. Very easy to pick off for Evelite. And that's a scatter. This is the 2-point problem. 2 people picked off your Pendry and Josh Danko, a healer and a DPS. Have to get to the point quick. They are running now. Winstoni just going ham, but Jim falls first, which is very bad for the team. And somehow, not even really somehow, but oh geez, Crystallize was a giant 3-man res. No problem for them. They're able to fight with all of their men, take this point. By take it, I mean keep it. It is theirs. Good fucking luck, Winstoni. Not this push. Fuck yeah. You know, something I want to talk about still. Evelite with that cheeky flank at the start of that fight that got him that first point. 2-man, 3-man ult. I can't remember how many he killed, but that is what won them that. And, you know, kudos to him for doing that.
Really nice play out of Evelites to start that off. And turn it into a cap. It gives them a chance to... You know, they have more time to work with than the opposing team did at this point.
Oh yeah, and Crystallized with that 3-man res too. That was massive for keeping the point for very aggressive Genji. And it looks like now Winstoni is going to be going in the cubbyhole side with a lot of cover. It's going to be hard for Josh Danko to kind of get some pot shots in there. I guess he can, but Jim is able to keep the shield up after the Graviton goes down on him. No one is really dying. There is a ult going down from Josh Danko, but he dies immediately. Transcendence going down from Badge. Oh man, a lot of people are dying. Scotch only can res 1 with the kill on Evelite going down as well as him. A lot of fighting going on here, and they're just trying to get everyone off point. 30 is able to get some kills. Josh Danko's back in the air. Thor doing all he can, zapping some bugs. And being Mad Monkey and very aggressive Genji is holding this, and I don't believe Winstoni could take that take at this point.
It's going to be a nice hold on Winstoni as Thor maybe looking to push forward, saying get the hell out of my temple, at the very least.
And again, that was a solid ult by Josh Danko. He just fell very quickly. I don't know if he got a kill off of that ult or not, but Evelite on the other hand doing the same, and I believe he got some people on very aggressive Genji. And it looks like they're doing the same thing again. Scotch getting picked off. Looks like Winstoni's should wait, but you never know if they will or won't. With their soul healer dead. Yeah, if Winstoni goes in here, it's going to be a very bad idea, and I don't know if they're getting ult charge. Ooh, big pick.
Crystallized down, Rez taken off the map. Now think twice though, he's looking for a play, and he does find Jimbone. Does not get a chance to drop the hammer. Evelite going in there, trying to do something with the Rocket Barrage, but does not find more than one. But there's still a lot of members of very aggressive Genji dying, but Crystallized once again coming out with the Rez at the right time. as his team's still playing close to their spawn. This should be a hold here for VAG, as everyone's still looking for pot shots.
Yeah, and that's kind of a desperation all through 30, kind of on their spawn side there in the open. I mean, he picked up some people with it, but it's not, I don't know if it's going to be useful here, but Jim, I guess he really wants to fight, not getting anyone with his charge, laying the back line, and Thor being able to zap the Sombra, not really getting much there. Very aggressive Genji is just holding the point. Very scattered are the Winstoni baloney here.
Very scattered indeed, as they are just kind of slowly burning through their ult economy without doing anything meaningful. This 30, for the sake of switching things up, he has switched over to the McCree.
Evolite on that Reaper as well. I'm not sure if they're afraid of getting taken out of the sky. It seems like the only thing very aggressive Genji has that can deal with a Pharah very well, I guess. I guess it's not a high ceiling here, but Chromatic maybe reach him, then Pen Dry. But it looks like Wile E. Coyote is not going to be able to escape in time and just die. What the fuck were you doing, buddy?
That was not a good time to be getting picked off here, as now Winstoni are backing on out. And think twice, he is maybe looking for a play. No, he has the red form out of there.
30 seconds.
So we'll see. Wile E. Coyote is close to joining his team. And there's the pick onto Think Twice. This could be the opening for the final fight for Winstoni Baloney here.
5 ults, very aggressive Genji, or I should say 6 ults, now 5, with absolutely, okay, a little bit of follow-up. Alright, they're getting some cleaning.
That was such a nice graviton into Rocket Barrage combo. Treemeister was much too late in eating that one up, as he had already lost 3 of his teammates. And finally, the 10-map losing streak comes to an end here at the hands of Winstoni Baloney.
Oh yeah.
And man, that's just the way they lost that first map has got to be killing them. Because that should have been that feels like it really should have been a hold on the first point. But play of the match gonna be Crystallized here, who had a lot of really big reses this whole game. Coming out of spawn, getting in, get the 3 men up in a fight that looked like it was going really bad, but Winstoni Baloney just always had too much on their plates. Be able to keep track of the Mercy coming out of spawn as well, and Crystallized was always showing up when his team needed it.
Oh yeah, and again, that res kept him in the game. You know, granted, that's what Mercy should be doing. But yeah, if she was picked off at the very beginning of that fight, that wouldn't have that would have been game, and we would be going into another round of Anubis. Yeah, very great play by very aggressive Genji. Again, on the attack, taking advantage of the picks that they were able to get and pushing that second point very quickly and capping it cleanly, and then being able to hold that second point as well. Holding on to ults as long as they can, only using them only if they needed them. I mean, at the end, they had 6 fucking ults. I know Winstoni wasn't really, coherent in, grouping up or anything like that. But still impressive in my opinion. Very aggressive Genji dropping the bans on Route 66 and the remaining King of the Hill maps. Aren't there 4 King of the Hill maps? Nepal,
Yes, but
Helios.
they can't pick Nepal because they've won on it.
Oh, I'm in the same boat as 30. I got tricked. I've been had. Could someone link me the rules? Because I don't think I know the rules to this game anymore. Or this league. I heard there's something about a rap battle.
Yeah, tiebreaker week. We'll get there when we get there.
I don't know if my team has a rapper though.
That's
like,
unfortunate.
What happens if your team doesn't have a rapper?
You lose the rap battle. It's easy.
No, like can we hire a rap? Can we hire a rap?
No.
Alright, I'm going to Fiverr. I'm gonna have someone write me a rap, and we'll have Wang drop it. I mean, he makes pretty good raps, but
You could like give Wang the lyrics to the greatest rap of all time, and he still botched the delivery. I don't know if I'd trust that, man.
All right.
You
We'll
gotta
see.
just accept your fate. Roll over and die.
No. I'll figure it out. But it looks like back to the game, Hollywood getting picked by Winstoni here. Very interesting to see a hybrid map being picked. I think they're really trying to bait that Symmetra pick. I don't know, because this is another map where, in my opinion, Symmetra shines.
Yeah, very, very good and very common Symmetra map here, so maybe we will get to see it.
Yeah, because I know 30, what was he? He banned everything but Anubis for salts to bait the Symmetra pick, and now he's picking Hollywood to also bait it. So we'll see if very aggressive Genji plays into it, and it looks like they will not, with Pendry going on that Zen, at least for now. Gates opening, does he stay on the Zen? The answer is no. But they will take the Torbjorn to the fields. Or not. Holy shit, I'm getting trolled. Alright, Pendry, you need to go Symmetra at the very start. Otherwise, you will not get all your turrets down and take advantage of that cooldown. Ugh.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Something else to note, Josh Danko taking the skies again on the Pharah here. It doesn't look like he's afraid of 30 this round for some reason. I know... Was he playing Pharah at the end of the last map?
Sentry turret placed.
He was playing fair at some point in the last map.
Yeah, he was. So, and I think he was being somewhat effective. I remember that ult that he had when they were coming out of the cubby. When Winstoni was coming out of the cubby, that is.
2, 1.
So you will see how effective Josh Danko is, and it looks like Winstoni's team set in stone here. Scotch on the Zen, Wile E. Coyote on the Lucio. Very interesting healing crew here. Josh Danko falling very quickly with a huge advantage for Winstoni here, and they're going to take advantage of that. Getting on the high ground is Treemeister, and charging to the point is Jim. Trying to clean up, but no one's really falling yet on very aggressive Genji. Except for Thor and Crystallize. Oh, now they start falling down. Think twice next. Pendry. Sorry, buddy. Chromatic, you're the last one, friend.
Yeah,
Get blasted!
The Symmetra defense not looking like it worked for a very aggressive Genji, as Winstoni and Bologna are just gonna nice and casually cap this card on Hollywood.
Very convincingly too. That was very easy. There was no point where anyone looked like... I don't think anyone died on Winstoni. Did anyone die on Winstoni?
They lost Jim towards the end, since he just made it back from spawn. But that would be all.
And then he was going in overzealous, charging like a banshee, and did what he had to do, which was perfect. So
Did
good
what must
cap.
be done. Ooh, Danko going down to the rocket barrage.
To a fucking Helix rocket. If 30 can hit him with a Helix rocket in the sky,
Yeah, when
Danko's
30
got to consider changing.
When 30 shoots those are a rocket barrage, man.
Man. And they're just going down. Very aggressive Genji going down one by one. Winstoni having the problem with not even remembering to push the cart again here. But they get back to the cart with both the healers and Jim as the tank, while the rest of the team just goes ham. Just picking everyone off one by one. No one is safe here. Pendry's still in the Symmetra. Don't know why. At this point, she is not a good pick. And, yeah, Winstoni holding on to 4 ults here, not having to use them with 2 more to come. And this is a good place to hold here for very aggressive Genji. Let's see if they can, with Josh Danko actually holding point with D.Va now. He changed off of that Pharah. But he's going to get popped out of mech. Thor dying somewhere in there too. Crystallize with the res to try and prolong the point here.
Just prolonging the suffering, man.
Yeah, it's just tanks up here. I don't know where the rest of the team is if they just keep getting killed in the front.
And battle to it. This is a clinic on how to push a cart coming out of Winstoni baloney.
I'm speechless, man.
All you gotta, it's easy, dude. All you gotta do is kill everyone on the enemy team every time you see them.
And they're doing that. Like, I try, that's a strategy in comp that I try to tell my teammates, and we can't pull it off for some reason, but Winstoni's pulling it off very well. Fucking amazing here. Evolite in the front line just shooting shotguns and not even being punished, especially with that Discord on him. Don't know what is going on in very aggressive Genji's comms right now, but it's not anything good, I'm sure.
Yeah, we see this sometimes when VAG kind of falter. They falter really bad as we see the tag fighters are coming out on the flank here from Chromatic, but he still does not find anything. Although ThinkTwice does find a pretty big ult himself, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to stop Winstoni, as they seem content to keep going for this chase. As Jim dropping the hammer in the front. Going a lot of bodies really far off this cart as it's finally being pushed again by Winstoni as the dudes coming back from spawn are approaching fast.
Yeah, very aggressive Genji is finally stabilized at this point, I believe, with that 3 kill on Winstoni. And, yeah, they're gonna surround the card here, but it seems like alt economy is in very aggressive Genji's favor, but we'll see if they can actually stabilize in strategy and comms here. With Winstoni at the very front, self-destruct going out from Danko, getting up, picking up 2 people, Treemeister and Scotch. Whew! A lot of weird fights on the back end here. A lot of picks from both sides here, but it looks like very aggressive Genji is going to take the 2 to the 1 on Josh Danko, and now Evolite getting melted by Chromatic. Not a lot of grouping here. A lot of skirmishes again. Danko taking a Helix Rocket to the face. Crystallize not having the benefit of charging his ult, same as Pendry. Again, sitting on a lot of ults that they need to use to make sure this cart does not move another inch forward. And it looks like Mad Monkey does go out from Thor. He's beatboxing with Treemeister here. Wily Coyote falling first to Chromatic's Soldier 76 ult. Treadset's going down on both teams. A lot of fighting happening right now on the cart as well, but it looks like ultimately this is going to be the advantage to Winstoni because they're swarming the cart the way that they can. But 2 people going down on each team, 3 people going down, 4 on very aggressive Genji here, giving advantage to Winstoni, and they're able to just push the cart.
Yeah, the few members coming out trying to find something crystallized, the first suicidal.
Could not get the res.
Yeah, and that should end up doing it. Carts delivered to the end. Oh no, 1 meter away as the D.Va buying the D.Va time.
Heroes never die.
Crystallize picking up that res finally. This is the time for the stabilization to happen, but Jim with an amazing hammer now picking up Crystallize. No healers right now on very aggressive Genji. This might be the end as a team kill is followed up with swinging hammers and guns and fucking anime shit, dude.
Score.
So props to very aggressive Genji, I guess, for buying a good amount of time. You know, there was 5 minutes and some change to push that last point, and they did milk that out down to 1:30. So it could have gone worse than it did.
Yeah, and you know, with what is that? 1.5 minutes left. 1:32. That's it's a decent amount of time for. I mean, obviously you don't want the card to be pushed at the end, but it's not the end of the world. It's not a convincing victory. It's, you know, for how bad that was at the very start, getting the point within under a minute, pushing it to the next point within I don't fucking know, 2, probably not even. And then the very end there, very aggressive Genji was able to rally and hold a little bit longer than they held the other 2 points. So, not the biggest loss in the world, but they have to get their act together to win this Hollywood map.
Yeah, And we see Chromatic going back to its namesake here, at least hovering it, the Genji. That maybe could be the pick. And then on the other side, we see a drastic departure coming out of Winstoni Baloney with Evelite being the Symmetra player. Then Scotch on the Torbjorn.
I'm nervous. I don't know. I don't know. I've never seen either of them play those characters. I don't know.
How hard can Torbjorn be, dude? You just put the turret down. You let it do its thing. And then the Genji dies.
You're right, but I just don't know. It's a very bold strat in my opinion, and we'll see how it pays off.
Yes,
Gates opening.
We will.
Gates opening, and it looks like very aggressive Genji is charging as per usual here, hugging that side, going down the alleyway to wrap around the backside with the two tanks up top, which might be a bad choice. There's not anyone protecting, but Thor does get down there, being the frontline tank here, zapping some people. Evelite says, fuck no, I'm going to zap you even more, and he's, Thor's going to have to run away here. A couple people going down on very aggressive Genji 3, with Thor very low going down as well, with Chromatic Pendry the only two up.
Look at all
slowly
those
to follow.
kills from your boy Scotch.
Holy
How could
fucking
you have
shit.
been scared, dude? Torbjorn.
What the fuck?
That's what he was built to do.
Oh my god. Good auto aim. When you have an NPC that has a soldier ult constantly, it's just slower. I don't know, man. That's a fucky thing, and it looks like Scotch is pulling it off great. Evelite with the ult on the Symmetra. We'll see if he drops that teleporter or shield gen anytime soon. Scotch setting up his turret in a very Torbjorn-like place. Treemeister going to meet him in the high ground, fighting Crystallize, almost picking up the kill there, bringing him down to almost half. But he's going in balls deep. Treemeister might be a little bit deeper than he wants to be, and no one's really punishing him for it, very strangely. But I guess there's fighting going on everywhere else. Very aggressive Genji struggling a little bit here with the push, especially with Evelite and that teleporter down. They're going to have to find that if they want to continue fighting.
Heroes never die.
Single man res on the Diva from Wile E. Coyote.
Like, Thor has found the teleporter. He's trying to make the play on it, but he's not going to be able to. He pops the monkey ults to take out the teleporter. He's going to be able to. He's also pulled a lot of bodies away from this point, so that they're finally coming back. Treemeister dropping down this Diva ult, gonna find the opposing Lucio. As this is still looking good for Winstoni.
And that was a very small milestone that was worth getting. Thor getting that teleporter, having to pop Mad Monkey for it, unfortunately. And drawing the team off the point, I would just wonder, very aggressive Genji, if they had any sort of boot power, they would have been able to cap probably that first tick, but they didn't. Which keeps them behind with about a minute, 10 seconds to go.
Yeah, so they at least get a chance to go for this fight without... Oh, Graviton hits Nada.
Ow. I think I can hear Chromatic yelling.
Yeah. Yep. Not good. They could not afford that. I don't know if that was a fat finger or what. I was looking elsewhere at the time. But that could very well be the lost clenching play here out of very aggressive Genji.
Yeah, that was not good. There's about a push left from very aggressive Genji, but with that kind of an ult from Chromatic there, he had a lot of damage down. He's already 50% to his next one, but that was very, very bad for very aggressive Genji. Winstoni, very good position, killing the Thor right away on the monkey. But Evelite going down as well. Scotch, too. The turrets are dead. The turret makers, I should say. Wile E. Coyote does res everyone, making this an even fight with Pendry, the first going down.
Only the Torbjorn and the Symmetra, though. Not the most valuable res that you can get available. But maybe it is enough, because a lot of members of VAG are going to die really fast here. We see Thor 74 on the monkey, trying to create some space here. And it's not going to be enough. So maybe that res does end up being enough here as a really clean overall Hollywood coming out of Winstoni Baloney.
Score.
Gonna take the night 2-1.
Yeah, and a very convincing victory from Winstoni.
Yeah, so as we go forward here,
Who got it?
looking like play of the game gonna be Evelite on the Reaper, who has just been a big play all machine all night, but it's gonna be this one that ended up ultimately winning them the map here. Just kind of wraithing around, looking for where's the best spot, and then fuck it, drop it on the card, die. Everyone die, team kill. Can't beat that.
They actually lost the map. Evolite's on very aggressive Genji. But
Epic.
it doesn't matter because that was
No,
amazing.
Avalite is definitely not on very aggressive Genji.
Oh, no, never mind. I'm dumb. I'm dumb.
And they also
I'm
won
dumb.
the map because they team killed there.
I'm dumb. Duh. Who play what?
Avalite play Reaper for very aggressive Genji.
Duh. Well, that concludes the games, I believe. And, yeah, as you said, 2-1. Winstoni Baloney. Still in second place to Wang Jing Clan, who ain't none to fuck with. And, yeah, we'll see. Very aggressive Genji showing they have some life in them with the first win in 10 games. Congratulations. Fielding a full roster. And, I don't know what to say anymore.
That's it, bye.